Hey there, welcome back. In our last video we have implemented the score screen. When Chester runs out of lives, the game is over and the player is sent to the score screen. However, this new screen is not complete because we were supposed to show the current score and the best score to the user, so let's take care of it right away. We'll have to render some text on the screen, so we can reuse the static text class. We'll have to extend our widget to ensure we can configure its anchor. In the current implementation, the text is aligned to the right top side. We won't implement all the possible combinations, just the ones we need. The score in the play screen is aligned on the right top side. In the final screen, the text will be center, so we'll add this option as well. Then the static text class will have another final member called anchor. In the update method, if the anchor is top right, we'll stick to the current implementation. If the anchor is centered, we'll have to decrease the calculated position by half of the painter's size, and this way the text will be horizontally and vertically centered on the given ratios. I'll fix the usage in the score holder and we are good to go. The score screen will have another two member variables, the current score and the best score. We'll move the two buttons closer to the button side and we'll initialize the two static texts to be drawn using yellow color. The shadow will be black and we'll stack them on top of the buttons. The anchor will be set to center. We will set the font ratio to 7%, but you can fine-tune this however you like. I'll create a new directory called data and a new class called user_data. We'll use this class to intermediately store the current score and the best score. Naturally, the user data will have two integer member variables, one for the best score and one for the current score, and we'll need to implement the get methods for them. Whenever we try to set a new score, we compare it against the best score and set the members accordingly. In the playground, we'll need a new member variable called isGameOver. So, if the game is not over, we'll update all our entities, and if the player is dead, we'll store the score retrieved from the player. Of course, this interface doesn't exist, so we have to create it. Everything is set now. We can prepare our texts. The current score will use a generic message followed by the current score stored in the user data. The best score will do pretty much the same, but using the best score as an input. Next step is to render the two texts. Coming back to the play screen, if the player is dead, we'll set the isGameOver to true. On top of that, when we switch to the score screen, we'll increase the delay to 500 milliseconds. The two changes will freeze the screen for half a second, and it will create a nice transition between play screen and score screen. We have stored the best score, but with the current implementation, if we shut down the game and start it again, the best score will be lost. We will use the Share Preferences package to save and load the best score. As of today, 0.5.12 is the last version of the package. I'll hit pop get and pop upgrade to download this package. In the user data, we'll need to load the best score using Share Preferences instance. We will check if we ever store the best score, and if so, we'll use the value, otherwise we'll set the best score to 0. Save data will simply save the best score using the Share Preferences instance. Whenever we get the new best score, we'll save the data. So, when the game starts, we'll have to call the load data method, and this will happen in the init method of the screen manager. Last change which I want to do is, when Chester is outside of the screen, we'll reposition him only if he has any life points left. This is necessary to ensure if the game is over because Chester was pushed outside, we won't see Chester being respawned and frozen in the middle of the screen. Let's head to our emulator and see the results. When Chester ran out of life points, the screen is frozen for half a second and then we are sent to the score screen. Now, we do see the current score and the best score I managed to reach while I was testing. Let's try again. In the second try, Chester dies because he's pushed outside the screen, and same story, the game is frozen for half a second and then we are sent to the score screen. This time I made a new best score, I'm so good! So in conclusion, everything works as expected. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to hit the like button, feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I do post a new video. Thanks a lot for watching and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers!